Your tip of the week is brought to you by thebeerian.com, the beer blog read by tens of Christians everywhere. Welcome to Beer Tip of the Week. My name's Greg Qualls, and I'm your host. Beer Tip of the Week is designed for the person out there who wants to do more than just drink their beer, but enjoy their beer drinking experience. Each week I bring you a simple tip to help you do just that. This week we are in my garage, and I am going to show you what to do with those beers if they end up going bad in your fridge. Beer, 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 beer. So if you've been following me on Twitter this week, you've realized or found out that I am low on my beer supply. In fact, here, let me show you. This here is my beer fridge. There are tasty beverages in here. I should actually say my beverage fridge. I have Coke Zero cherry flavored. I must say I'm not a major Coke fan, but I like Coke Zero a lot. Tastes good. Anyways, I have here, as you can see, a Shiner Black Lager. I have two of those. I am actually saving those for a special occasion. I want to get some Bass, or actually I'm thinking about maybe trying it with Shiner Bock, but I want to try to do a black and tan with Shiner Black Lager, just see what that tastes like. So you might actually see that in a future episode. Other than that, I also, you can see a Shiner Light. I actually bought one of those like seasonal cases of beer where they have all the different types of beer in there. So it came with like 4 black lagers, 4 Shiner Lights, 4 Shiners, and all this stuff. So that's why I have 1 Shiner Light left, and I might drink that tonight. That's like my last resort. Anyways, I don't like light beer at all. And then what you can see there is I have a Newcastle Brown Ale. I actually have 3 of them. But here's the situation. Here's what's going on with those brown ales. They went bad on me. They went skunky. Whether they sat at the liquor store for too long before getting to my house, or whether they got some sunlight exposure or UV exposure or whatever kind of light exposure, they all taste like crap now. Other than having that nice, just wonderful, smooth brown ale flavor to them, they all taste, you know, like cat's piss, which I gotta give it to the British for calling skunky beer cat's piss. They do it because they don't have skunks, but I think it fits very well. Anyways, so I have these 3 brown ales that I don't know what to do. So I was brainstorming this week. Most of you guys would say, just take the brown ales and pour them out and recycle the bottle. I would do that, except for I'm cheap. I mean, that's about, you know, $5 worth of beer there. Like I said, cheap. I don't want to waste that. So what do you do with it? And brainstorming, I figured, hey, why don't we use it to, you know, make some fertilizer for my plants? So that's what we're going to teach you how to do on Beer Tip of the Week this week. I know it's not necessarily enjoying your beer more, it's enjoying the fact that a beer that's gone bad is still being put to use. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I think it will work. So let's get on to doing our Beer Tip of the Week and how to make a good fertilizer for your plants. So here's what you will need to make your own plant fertilizer using a skunky beer, as my neighbor suddenly decided that he wants to start weed eating his yard. So that's what that weird buzzing sound is in the background. It is not me farting or something like that. Anyways, what you will need is 1 plant watering container filled about halfway full with water. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's water in there. You will need Epsom salt. Epsom salt. Men, I know that sometimes it's hard to take directions, but you need to use Epsom salt. Rock salt does not work. Iodine, salt, whatever, sea salt, those will all kill your plants. You need Epsom salt, which isn't really salt, it's something else. I don't know really what it is. We won't get into the science of things. It's Beer Tip of the Week. We don't do science. Anyways, you need Epsom salt. And then you need 1 skunky beer. What you do is you take your handy dandy bottle opener that I always recommend having on your keychain. Take your beer that has gone bad and pour it in with the water. There is no perfect pour method to this, just pour it in. Then you will add about a cup of Epsom salt. Like I said, this is beer tip of the week. We don't measure, we just pour and say, that's about a cup. Then simply mix. And you have a wonderful plant fertilizer for your plants. So that's your beer tip of the week. One little additional note. Make sure that you dilute out that beer enough. Otherwise, every plant in your house is going to smell like, well, bad beer. And it's going to get smelling even worse over time. So make sure that you probably put in about 4 parts water to 1 part beer as far as that's concerned. That's basically it. So hopefully this isn't too far off the subject for your beer tip of the week, but it works in my books. And since I'm the one that does the show, I'm glad it works. Other than that, if you'd like to share a tip that you have to help people enjoy their beer more, you can send them to tips@thebeerrian.com. Other than that, if you also want to participate with Beer Tip of the Week, you can send an introduction video just stating your name, where you're from, and that we're watching Beer Tip of the Week. If you want to share that with us, you can email that to greg@thebeerrian.com. Other than that, my name is Greg Qualls and I'm your host. Thank you for watching, and remember, whether you eat or drink, do it all to the glory of God. And I'll see you next week. So if you've been following me on Twitter this week, you can... Will you be quiet for like 3 minutes? No, it's just, I can hear you out here, so I'm getting on the camera.